In this video, we talk about 11 psychological tricks that always work. Use this trick in your life to always get what you want. Tricks number 1. Be first or be last. This is a golden rule, often used by Hollywood filmmakers. We remember best what we see in the beginning and in the end. So, if the beginning of the movie was exciting and the ending was unexpected and interesting, we will like the movie even if the middle was not so interesting. The same thing happens when dealing with people. For example, if you are to be interviewed for a new job, try to arrange it so that on the day of the interview you are one of the first candidates or the last, so the potential employer will remember you better. The same thing, and in the process of conversation, if initially you made a positive impression, and in the end told a funny joke, the interlocutor will remain a positive impression of the meeting with you, even if in the middle of the conversation was not all good. Write in the comments your favorite movie. I'm sure you were delighted with the ending of this movie. Number 2. Mirror reflection. How to like the interlocutor even if a stranger to you. Try to repeat his behavior. During communication, try to make similar gestures, facial expression, or speak with the same pace of speech. New York University conducted a large study devoted to the similar chameleon effect. The result of the experiment showed that people subconsciously tend to show sympathy for the interlocutor who uses similar behavior. In other words, we like people who resemble ourselves. You can use this skill when you have an important meeting or you want to get approval from your interlocutor or some issue. Trick number 3. If you want to get a stranger comfortable with you in just a few seconds, then use a simple trick. Try to consider when color eyes of your interlocutor. This is a great trick for those who have trouble making eye contact. It will only take you 3 to 5 seconds to determine the color of their eyes. That's enough to elicit sympathy. Longer eye contact, on the contrary, can lead to tension. A person who stares point blank into your eyes for a long time is more likely to cause dislike and fear. Number 4. Fight or flight. Despite centuries of evolution, our brains still have a mechanism that primitive humans had. When encountering danger, humans always have two options: fight or flee. Thousands of years ago, this situation occurred when meeting a dangerous beast. Nowadays, such emotions are experienced by a suspect under interrogation or teenagers who are persistently questioned by their parents. In these two cases, the heart begins to beat more often, adrenaline on the blood rises sharply, hands and feet becomes energetic, but the person cannot escape from the interrogation, so he unconsciously tries to release this energy. Before telling an untruth, a person may rub his hands, touch his hair, or make strange and unnatural gestures. Also, in the moments when a person lies, the body temperature rises, so many people tend to touch the collar of the sweatshirt or t-shirt and let the air under the clothes and cool down a little. These observations will help you figure out a liar when talking. Trick number 5. Use the silence. When you're in the same small space with someone, silence usually makes you feel extremely uncomfortable. You can use this to your advantage to get the person to tell you the truth. When you have asked questions and you want to hear an honest answer, just remain silent after the person you are talking to has answered you. This will create tension with the person you are talking to. If they have lied, they will think that you actually know the truth and are expecting an honest answer from them. This way you can make sure you hear an honest answer to your question. In addition to this, you can look a person not in the eyes, but on their forehead. Most interlocutors at this point will feel uncomfortable and will want to end the conversation faster, and for this they will tell the truth right away. Number 6. Compliments. Everyone likes compliments about themselves. Most people start a conversation by complimenting the person they are talking to. We can compliment a shirt, a print on the t-shirt, cool glasses, hair, everything. And even to over time people get used to her compliments like they're directed at them. It still puts them in a positive frame of mind. If you don't do that, try starting a conversation with someone you don't know with a small compliment about some detail in their appearance. In this way, the person you are talking to will begin to immediately feel sympathy for you. Of course, you shouldn't think that he will be crazy about you, but the mood of the interlocutor will definitely be better. People are organized in such a way that they like and receive rewards. You can also note professional achievements or personal merits. All this is very pleasant to her. Number 7. Technique Tell Me Please. How to quickly establish contact with a stranger and make him sympathetic. You have to let him help you. Most people experience more positive emotion when they have helped someone else than when they have been helped. For example, you have your first day a new job and you want to build rapport with one of your coworkers. Just ask them to give you a hint, something minor. For example, where in the nearest cafe to the office or something like that. It doesn't cost anything for the person you are talking to. They feel good that they have been helpful and you will be able to contact with them much quicker. Trick number 8. The 5-second rule. According to psychologists, when we come into contact with a stranger, it only takes us 5 seconds to realize whether we like him or not. So if you want to get respect and sympathy from a stranger, you should think about it in advance. The two main things that the interlocutor will pay attention to at the first contact with you are appearance and posture. Speaking of appearance, we first of all mean clothes. But this doesn't mean that the clothes should be very expensive. Posture also says a lot about you. When we are in close posture, clamped, hiding hands, we subconsciously don't want contact with the outside world. Our interlocutor, such a pose says only the thing in front of him in a secure person. To earn respect in the first seconds of the meeting in this way is simply impossible. So remember your posture. Do not try to hide your hands in your pocket and don't look away. Your first impression can influence the rest of your conversation and ultimately lead to your success or failure. Number 9. The bait and switch effect. This trick is often used by sellers of various products, so you can adopt it to avoid getting caught and spending extra money. Let's say you have a product that you want to sell as much as possible in your store. Let's say it's a camera model that costs $500. To get as many visitors as possible to buy it, put a $200 camera and a $1,000 camera next to each other. The vast majority of visitors will choose the one in the middle between the three options. This is called the trade-off effect. We subconsciously try to cut out the most extreme options and choose something in the middle. This effect is used by a huge number of companies, both coffee sellers and car dealers. Trick number 10. If the interlocutor strokes his chin, then talking to you, be sure he is not listening to you. Such a stiff hand we do when we are thinking about something and do not notice much going around us. Therefore, if you notice this behavior on the interlocutor, don't talk and do not tell anything important. Your interlocutor does not hear about you in this time. In a similar way, you can also interpret the benefits of the person leaning back in the back of the chair. His body language makes it clear that he is tired, he is bored. At such time, it's better to take a break. Number 11. If you have a problem with managing names, it can cause a lot of embarrassment, especially business meetings. People don't like to be interrupted about what their name is. But what can you do to get better and remember names? There is a simple but effective life hack. If the person introduced themselves in a conversation, use their name several times when you're chatting. Just start a question or sentence with the name of the person you are talking to. This way you will remember the person's name and avoid unpleasant situations when you meet them. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to the channel, give a like, share this video with your friends. See you on the Brain Lab channel.